What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the 5th official video of the Morman Digital News channel. I am glad to see that we have 9 subscribers. We're growing our community, and if any of you would like to see something, please let me know down in the comments whether it would benefit you or you think it would benefit anyone else as far as education or news or any tips and tricks like that. So today, as you can see in the background, we have a couple tabs. This video might be a little chunky, but I'll get through it as quick as possible, as I feel these tips are kind of important when it comes to being able to move around the crypto space as safe as possible. Now, today we're going to be talking about Coinbase, and for what it's worth, we'll be talking about to what extent you should be using Coinbase in exchanges like that. But before I do, I want to give a little backstory on how Coinbase came to the popularity it has today. So around 2009, when Bitcoin was created, Mt. Gox, which stands for Magic the Gathering Online Exchange, was released, and it was one of the only places that people could use and trade their Bitcoins. And if anybody knows Magic the Gathering, you know what kind of group that the early Bitcoiners and cryptocurrency users were associated with. And at the height of Mt. Gox's popularity, as it was the only exchange and one of the most trusted ones at the time, they later received a hack so big that they could not financially recover from. And it was a horrible one. It has not been settled till this day. Some of the users are still waiting for their funds to be returned to them, as Mt. Gox only recovered a portion of the stolen cryptocurrency and not all of it. And soon after, in 2012, that's when Coinbase came along. Now, as you can see from the caption on the website here, Coinbase slammed for what users say is terrible customer service after hackers drain their accounts. Now, in 2012, when Coinbase was released, it was a good exchange. It was an alternate to Mt. Gox after users lost all of their trust in cryptocurrency exchanges. And Coinbase wasn't really known for doing anything good, but they didn't do anything bad. So that made them just good enough for a lot of US customers to use. And it was the only big name at the time from 2012 to 2017. Coinbase never received a hack. Coinbase has always been for the customer as much as they would like to say they have been, but they always traded a small amount of coins, and they always interacted with their customers on Twitter, on Telegram, GitHub, and by popular choice, a lot of customers would tell them to add coins, which they would never do, and years went by, and they would add coins that people were never really interested in, which always baffled me, because it's amazing how some of these exchanges will push coins towards you, especially if they have a small number of coins that they actually trade on their website. So you have limited options to pick from when you're looking at these exchanges and what they offer. And it just shows you what kind of due diligence they're doing on their end when it comes to reputable projects. I'm not trying to smear Coinbase. I'm just saying that these projects were never really popular by customer demand in the first place. These coins just existed, and I'm pretty sure they just paid their way to get listed onto Coinbase, which crypto projects would not do, such as XRP and Cardano. And this is why these coins were later listed, because there was so much popular demand they couldn't deny it any further. Now, fast forwarding all the way today, people have been exposed to all kinds of scams, and it is not Coinbase's fault. I just wanted to make that clear. Through these articles, Coinbase also makes it clear that it is no fault to them that customers' accounts have been drained due to hacks, scams, malwares, all kinds of feeds. With their poor customer service, it really sucks. Customers experience this, especially the new ones, because Coinbase, like I said, they're a good exchange, but they don't really do anything good. They just exist. And they have a couple of incentives that are really enticing to new people, such as Coinbase Earn, where you can click on a few videos, learn about crypto in general, and they pay you a small fee of a coin of their choosing. It's like Bitcoin, but you would literally get a small fragment of a Bitcoin to learn about these, maybe $10 or so. And I just wanted to read this article down here. So for Tanya Vidovic, it was a moment of panic. She had received a series of alerts about someone changing access to her cryptocurrency account, and she realized as she stared at her computer screen that nearly all of her $168,000 in holdings was gone. Vanished. Nearly 4 months have passed and it has yet to sink in, she said. Tanya and Jared Vivek jumped into the cryptocurrency space investing in 2017 and watched their funds nearly quadruple over 4 years. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I want to bring a good set of tips that people can abide by when you're using these exchanges. And that is all I suggest you do is use these exchanges temporarily. Do not store your cryptocurrency on these exchanges permanently as an alternative to traditional banking, because when these exchanges hold your crypto, you do not have ownership of the private keys that these exchanges have. I advertised the Ledger Nano in my previous video because with that, it is your own private wallet. You are serving as your own exchange. You own the private keys, and it is up to you, solely up to you, to make sure your funds are staying safe. So while they advertise, hey, come and get into the crypto space, they don't offer you the education to prevent these kind of things happening. And this is why I'm here today, to hopefully clear some of that up for all of us, and we can all move around safer in this crypto space. And that leads me over to my next tab. For its part, Coinbase emphasizes the trading platform itself has never sustained a breach by hackers. Sustained. Exactly what I was saying before. Their customer service is slim to none. And in these articles, you can see that even Coinbase employees say that they struggle keeping up with customer demands when it comes to account questions, new signees. And even if you're trading on Coinbase, they have been known in the past to shut down too high customer trading activity. So if you are a trader, a frequent trader, a professional trader, I do not suggest you use Coinbase, because a lot of users have been cost millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, when they're in a trading frenzy, the prices are going high and things are looking sketchy, and Coinbase shuts down out of nowhere, leaving you with no possible explanation or possible way to trade or move your crypto if you are trying to execute an exit or an entry into the market. So now let's start getting into the vulnerabilities when it comes to securing your account on any exchange. So one really big threat is SIM swapping. And the way SIM swapping works is you are targeted for whatever reason. So you are online conducting your crypto business. And actually, just one thing on that. When you guys are talking amongst yourselves, whether it's with a friend or a new stranger you just met and you found out you guys have similar interests when it comes to cryptocurrency, make sure you do not tell people how much crypto you own. Please mind your portfolio. I want that to be a movement. Hashtag mind your portfolio. People do not need to know. While this space is fun, it is exhilarating, just keep it to yourself. Treat it as a traditional bank account. You typically don't see people going around saying how much US dollars they have in a Roth IRA and things of the nature. Back to SIM swaps. You're targeted for whatever reason. The hacker impersonates the user and requests activation of a fresh SIM card. So this typically happens to phone companies who don't authorize callbacks. And what I mean by callbacks is you get a call for any changes that are made on your account just to verify that it was you. Once the hacker gets this new SIM, if you have your phone number associated with any bank account, any crypto exchange, they will have access to it, as they will have access to your number. Now, one way to protect yourself from SIM swaps, I'm going to scroll down here, is beware of email phishing. So anything that does not look legitimate to you, I typically never click on anything that comes through my email. I strictly use it as a notification from any company that I am associated with. So if you find anything from Coinbase or your Experian or your traditional bank account, do not click on it. And this is pretty much cybersecurity 101. So if you're more experienced, I would assume you already know what you're doing, and you could click ahead to the next few tabs, as these tips that I have are kind of elementary, I might say. The next way to prevent SIM swaps or secure yourself even further from SIM swaps is update your account security. The next one, add another PIN code. So this could be a SIM PIN, So anytime your phone is turned on or off, or if somebody does request another SIM on your behalf to attempt a SIM swap attack, they would need to have a PIN that you set up on your phone to access that new SIM. The next tip, select companies that use callbacks. And as I explained before, it would be nice for you to receive a call if any changes are made to your account to verify it was you. The next tip, use a hardware authentication device like Yubikey. So Yubikey is a two-factor authentication, but it is a physical two-factor authentication, which is pretty cool. So it's not like the Google Authenticator. It is a physical key that plugs into your USB port, and they would literally need to steal it out of your hands to have access to your info. Now, going on to the next tip, these are the National Institute of Standards and Technology guidelines for setting up a password. And I'll just read a couple here as the URL is right here. So if you don't get to see all of these, you can come back to it at any time. Character minimums, 8. Character maximums, 64, which I would suggest maybe a 24 if you're really going for a strong password with randomized characters. Using ASC2 characters, which are your ampersands, your asterisks, your exclamation points, ats, hashtags, all of that good stuff. Shortening, do not do that, as that could be tied to a common password and things of that nature. Now, moving on to the next tab. So when it comes to buying your private wallet, here's a couple tips to protect yourself, your seed key, and also your private wallet physically. So do not buy or download direct to avoid a compromised wallet. So this is a pretty good one. And I've seen a couple of articles on this as well, where hackers would buy a private wallet and immediately go to eBay and sell that private wallet. But when they set up the private wallet for themselves, they keep the physical key. And by keeping the physical key, let's say if you buy it off of eBay, they will have access to your crypto funds. If you send anything to that account, they will have a copy of the seed phrase. So when they see that account get funded with your crypto assets, they will snatch it immediately. The next tip, never buy or accept a used hardware wallet. And this is kind of in the same realm of tips. As you can see, some of them can get their internals replaced with key logging software or anything that will report your information that you set up back to the hacker, which is no good. Next tip, do not use a pre-generated key or seed phrase. It is a scam. And this is something that would not come from the ledger company itself. You would buy something like this off of eBay, which I would strongly suggest you stay away from. Only buy private wallets from the legit companies themselves. And as I explained in my previous videos, I am an affiliate. And if you want a direct link to their account, which you can verify by the credentials up here on the top left of the screen, they're a legit website. And as you can see, this is what a quarter of the 12-word recovery phase would look like. And it would come pre-scratched out like that. If you ever see anything like this while buying your private wallet, immediately return it. Do not upload any funds to that. Never use any wallet set up by friends or family. This is just standard practice. It is not trying to say that they will betray you. It's just safer if you do this in private. Set it up yourself. Oh, there we go. Set up your wallet alone. Typically, when I do anything crypto, I treat it just like my traditional bank account. I'm usually at home by myself on my VPN somewhere in Egypt conducting my crypto business. Never print off your private key or recovery seed. So what this is saying, just keep it physically hidden where no one would be able to recover your seed phrase and or private key. Never take a photo of your private key or recovery seed. Pretty self-explanatory there. Never store a copy on your PC, phone, or the cloud. Even if you are 100% positively sure that you have no malware on your computer, it is just best to keep all of that offline and nowhere near a device that can upload your data to the cloud. Some devices will do that for you automatically if you have cloud storage. Never type it on a computer, pretty much the same as the tip above. Never share your key or seed with customer support staff. So anybody who's trying to pretend to be customer support staff and get access to your recovery phrase or private key is a pretty common trick. Don't ever fall for it. They would never ask you for your private key and or recovery phase. And don't send info or funds on a social media site ever. This is also a popular one. A lot of companies would say, send us 12 whatever, and you will see 0.3 back. It does not work like that. Please do not fall for it. And keep your paper wallet seed safely hidden at all times. As you can see, there is a burnt safe. I hope the contents inside are safe, but you get the idea of what they're trying to say here. So moving on to the next tab, I just have the Coinbase Dashboard, and I wanted to scroll down a little bit just to show you guys that they are insured. But be wary when you use these exchanges, because as soon as something happens and turns for the worse, they will not be there to help you. It is up to you yourself to have the knowledge to keep your account safe. And that's why I'm here, to soothe the transition from traditional finance to decentralized finance. Now, moving on to the last article here, to end it on a lighter note, a more positive note. For those who have seen, Cardano has been on an absolute rip this whole month. I believe it is it's gained over 100% in value over the month. And while reading over this article here, I'll paraphrase it on why people are so excited about Cardano in a few days to come, actually. So Cardano has an upgrade coming. The upgrade is called Alonzo, and it is an upgrade that will allow Cardano to have smart contracts. Now, smart contracts are tiny pieces of code. They live on the blockchain. Without them, the blockchain is pretty much a sophisticated ledger that can record and track transactions and data and stuff like that, as we spoke on a previous video of how blockchain works. But with smart contracts, the Cardano blockchain becomes a programmable platform that can host other applications. And a lot of dApps have been anticipating this for a long time, and they're all lined up to build dApps on top of Cardano after the launch of their Alonzo upgrade. Now, Cardano, they want the code to be easily interpreted, easily understandable and digested, to the point anyone without a technical background can create a smart contract. And this can be relatable to how people create apps on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today. That can be beneficial to the general public who use phones. And along with the Alonzo upgrade, it allows Cardano to have decentralized finance. People can build dApps on top of them. They can have non-fungible tokens. Someone can create a platform and host tokens on the Cardano blockchain. They can also create, anybody who creates on the Cardano platform, gaming applications. And I know this would be very popular. And as this idea has been coming out about people building gaming applications on top of decentralized platforms, it has been gaining a lot of popularity over the years. And it is finally here. Cardano has been waiting on this upgrade for a long time. They are a research-based platform. They are a science-first platform. So it takes them a long time to do their upgrades. But when the upgrades come, it is well worth it. And I'm glad I am here to experience that on the 12th of September. That is when the Alonzo upgrade will come. And that is pretty much all I have for this video. Once again, I do thank you. I do appreciate you. If you like what you've seen or seen what you liked, please consider sharing this with a friend, a family member. I do apologize for this video being a little fluffy, but I had to get the info out there. It is really important to me that everyone learns in this space and not learn the hard way. I would rather someone come in and learn these tips and tricks and be cautious the way they move throughout the space. So until next time, see you.